Hello, everyone. Welcome to Crash Talks. And up here with us is Stephen Simon. So, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi everyone. Thanks Harsh for having me. I've been following your podcast, a couple of episodes. Great job on that. Hi everyone. My name is Simon. I work as an regional director for C Sharp Corner. It is world's one of the largest developers community, and yeah, I've been working there for almost 4.5 years. So been a good time.
Okay. So, we talked about you, and let's talk about your college life and about your placement. So, what happened up there? We want to know.
All right, so I graduated long time back, right? Don't go on my beard, right? You may all think that I'm very young, but I'm not. I graduated a long time back, and I'm talking about time when we did not have all this geo internet in India, or we didn't have a lot of Wi-Fi as at home. So really, I would say about 7 to 8 years back, and things were pretty different, right? I still remember that to access internet, right? When we would decide that we're gonna do a mass bunk, right?
Hmm.
And some notorious guy would just show up and that mass bunk won't work, right? During the mass bunk, I would go to this college, this labs and use internet in those computers. So I come from that time. So then things were very different. We didn't have any kind of online internship that you have now. We would be dependent on college or university we were enrolled in for any kind of jobs or internships. So things were very challenging. To be honest, I did not come from a tier one or tier two college. I just got from a college that was from. I'm not gonna name that college because my college has asked me not to not to take their name.
Really?
No, I'm not. I'm kidding. No, I'm serious.
And you for
So
not taking a name.
yeah. So things are pretty different, but what really worked out that during my college days, I had the opportunity to attend one of the trainings that was on cloud computing, and the focus was on Azure. So although I was in first year, the training program was only for third year. I got myself enrolled somehow, right? Started picking C Sharp and Azure from I would say 2014 and 15. So that was an early exposure that I got with the cloud and C Sharp and .NET ecosystem. And then I started building Windows app, Windows 8, UWP apps as I built it. And eventually I got involved in the community, and that's we'll talk about that later on. So we didn't have again. I depended a lot on colleges and universities for internships and trainings and companies, but I think yeah now things have changed a lot. Now you have internet. Pandemic changed everything. Remote jobs, you could be working from anywhere and having the same package. So yeah, but I miss my time from college, right? When I worked with you all during the Hack India, I had the
Yeah.
opportunity to go and go to university campus and colleges once again. So that brought back some good memories.
Actually, I have prepared all the questions related to community and
Yeah,
and about your achievements. And you
yeah.
have told right now you are a really good developer too. Now I'm thinking to reframe the questions.
And we
But
can talk about. I'm an engineer, right? So that's how
yeah.
I started my career.
So first of all, let's move on to the other question. So as you told that you were not from a tier one or tier two college,
Mhm.
you might have not received any kind of internships or
Yeah,
anything there.
yeah.
So how did you grind it up from there, and how did you receive the opportunities which you got?
So the way I did is that I found up a program that was called Micro Student Partner Program. Right now we have many programs in the community, like we have GitHub Ambassador, Google, AWS also has this Champions program that they call it, right. Then we had only a program for student that was by Microsoft, and I applied to it. I think I was in my second year, and then I got selected. Three students from my college got selected. Two were from final year students, and I was the only one from first year or second year. I think I was moving into second year. So that program gave me a lot of exposure. I would then represent Microsoft officially in my college campus. I would get a lot of resources from them, like some video courses and everything to learn about C Sharp and .NET. We would get to travel to Microsoft Gurgaon office, Hyderabad and Bangalore office to get trainings from people who worked at Microsoft and really build the product. That also helped me a lot. And eventually, what happened is, Microsoft also had this Imagine Cup, that is students one of the largest developing contest. I participated into that. I got into national finals twice.
Oh.
So eventually, what happened is I became very popular in the community, because what I did, I think, very well in the beginning of my career is was to sell myself. Just the way we have people using LinkedIn and Twitter a lot these days, then it wasn't very popular. So what I did is that I made sure that whatever I do, I post it on LinkedIn and Twitter. So I did that, and people saw it, and eventually I became a Micro Student Partner rank one in India. Like, I mean, I was crowned as Mr. MSP India. Definitely, it wasn't on looks.
No, no, no.
Uh, so yeah, that's how I did it. One of the program was my Christian partner program, and the other was actually being a part of the community. And I know the community that we talk about now is like online, and everything is quite reachable. But
Mhm.
then things were very different. Communities used to run on Facebook groups. Uh, we would not get a lot of events. Maybe one event in Delhi, maybe entire month, like 2 3 events, and you had to
Mhm.
go there because there were not a lot of seats. I used to pick up tables and chairs, help the organizers so that they can let me in into that event. I still remember the very first C Sharp Corner conference that I attended, where I actually work now. I became the guy who would take people notes on the reception, that hey, who's coming in and who's going out. And that's how I was able to attend that conference, because they won't give me tickets because I was a student. Or maybe I couldn't actually buy the ticket, they would have given it to me. So yeah, think that's how it all started, through my student partner program, and being active in the community through Facebook groups. Then
Okay. Rather than all these questions, the
yeah,
question which I personally wanted to ask you in the
yeah.
beginning,
Hmm.
was Stephen like this, like the gentleman you are right now, or or did he had some peer pressure in his college or school days, or he changed himself or something, like he
So
wanted to change himself or something?
I was always a little reserved guy. I'm still actually a reserved guy. It is that the current job that I do, the DevRel job, the evangelism job, this job requires someone to be very vocal, and to be, get into this podcast and speak up on the stage. But generally speaking, I'm still very reserved person. I wasn't like this always. Some of you can actually see I changed my hair color,
Yeah,
with some
yeah,
people
I
like
love
this.
that.
But yeah, I mean, you gotta change, and I think change is very important in life. If you don't change yourself, you'll fall behind. So I did change myself. I was a different guy. I When I knew that I am, I can get up on the stage and present myself, I need to sell myself. I started going to the gym. I made sure I dressed very well. I made sure that I knew how to talk to people, how to shake hands, how to start a conversation. I started reading a lot of books. So I think personality development was also very much played a role in the job that I do, and I did work on it specifically. So yeah, I wasn't like this always. I was like a nerdy guy.
Got a content for the real one.
Uh,
So, we talked about how we got the opportunity in C Sharp community, but just being a receptionist might not be only thing you have done for the C Sharp community.
yeah.
So, how things happened up there, and how did you grab the opportunity?
So how it happened is I went to the Imagine Cup, Microsoft Imagine Cup, right? I was a finalist, and so C Sharp Corner, for those who don't know, it is world's one of the largest developers community, right? And quite a few judges and speakers in that contest were from C Sharp community. They were like C Sharp Corner MEPs. So they saw my project, right? They saw me up on speaking up the stage, and they told me that, you know what, you should be coming to the C Sharp Corner events and that we do. And that's how I got connected with C Sharp Corner community. I created an account on C Sharp on a platform which was absolutely free. Started posting articles. It started getting a lot of views. I then, became a C Sharp on the MVP. I started speaking at the events. I became a chapter lead, which now meant that I would be the one, handling all the events in a city. So all these things, it kept on adding and adding. And then one day, the founder of Mahichan said that, there's a guy who's very popular, right? He does a lot of events for C Sharp Corner, speaks, he also writes blogs and everything on the platform. So why don't we get him on board? So even before I was graduating, I had a job. So I did all this speaking and writing blogs and everything, even during my graduation time. I would go to cyber cafes, pay 20 rupees for 30 minutes, which it did not work. And before coming back, I would just delete the history, which all boys did.
Ah, no
Right.
incognito mode back then.
Yeah, I did not knew Control Shift N. So yeah, that's I still remember the very first article I wrote was on Arduino, how you can connect Arduino wirelessly and connect those electrical bulbs and everything back in 2015. And I wrote that blog I went through a cyber cafe. I would go there. It took me 7 days to write it. So yeah, so I contributed. I gave to the community, right? First, I received it a lot. Then I started giving back. I made sure that and I was just doing it for C Sharp. I was also doing it for Firebase. I was doing it for other communities like MongoDB and JavaScript community. It's just that because the reach I would get on the Microsoft tech stack, because I was a Microsoft partner and all that, right? So I got very popular in the C Sharp on the community. So that's how Mahesh and the founder saw me, and then I was on board.
Okay. To be honest, when I knew about Hack India, so I just thought, okay, this might be some other hackathon because too many hackathons are happening right now.
Yeah.
And some of them do not provide that kind of quality or nothing special.
Hmm.
So when I reached there, the first day I saw you and I heard you.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought like, okay, India needs this kind of organizers and these
Hmm.
kind of hosts. Like really, I felt that okay, I'm into however the venue was, but you made it special.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's what I
thanks.
love
Yeah,
about you.
yeah. Thanks, Harsh. I think, and I remember going to Rungta, right? We were traveling to Chhattisgarh, and I told my team members that, what, we're gonna go to Chhattisgarh, and people like, why would you go to Chhattisgarh? Because not many people talk about Chhattisgarh. But I knew someone from Chhattisgarh who's pretty popular, and his name is Kartike.
Yeah, Kartika Rawat.
Yeah, yeah, Karthik Rawat. I was in touch with him. He's my good friend. I know he's very junior to me, but still we are very good friends. He's now a Google GDE, and I thought that if we can have someone like him from Bhilai, I think he's from Bhilai, right? We should be exploring that place. So one of my team member reached out to him, and then we got to know he recommended Rungta, right? Your college,
Yeah,
and man, the hackathon that we did at your college was fabulous. We still whenever we all team members get in, we still talk about the incredible time that we had there. So yeah, thanks again for hosting us.
really. To be honest, it was really an opportunity for us. A question we all wanna know: how do you cover all your foreign expenses? About your traveling expenses?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I've been traveling a lot lately. I think this year itself I had like 4 or 5 international trips: Hong Kong, Prague, Czech Republic, Hungary, Germany, Switzerland, and maybe Singapore. So I think that's a lot. And again, Harsh, I'll tell you, it comes from the community, right? So I know. So why do I travel first? The reason is I go and speak at conferences. What is my tech stack? My tech stack is Azure, right? And what is my niche? My niche is databases and serverless. I know database and serverless, they contrast each other, but it really helps me to put up a use case. So I go to these conferences, and I speak to developers, solution architects, CEOs and CDOs, and I tell them what's latest happening. So that is the reason I travel. How do I get to travel? Again, with the connections, uh, other than the connections, if anyone who's watching in, if they want to go ahead and speak at these conferences, go and follow right people on LinkedIn and Twitter, right? The organizer of these conferences, find something on the internet, conferences in Europe or Hong Kong or Singapore, right? Follow their Twitter handles and LinkedIn. Look at the organizers. They often share the call for speakers links, right? Go there and apply. Make sure you have a very good profile like LinkedIn and Twitter and everything, and provide your session details. And if you have a good session, then you'll get selected. And when you get selected, most of the conferences will take care of your travel, your food, your stay. So literally everything is sponsored. I know some of the conferences also take care of my visa, and they give you then a city tour, then cruise party, right, and whatnot. So again, it again comes from the community. What you need to be is that if you learn something and if you end up sharing it, that's really gonna help you out. So yeah, again, community connections and knowing the right people and just giving it a try, right? Just keep trying.
That's good to know that you're living a dream life of a developer.
Yeah, I need to
So,
try. I know it's pretty good. Yeah.
so, what inspired you to create Hack India with this unique format as you have structured a lot of things? And
Hmm.
like, how did you plan to go and choose the regions? Like, as you told right now about how did you pick Chhattisgarh, there might
Yeah.
have been reason about choosing other regions too. So, what was that?
Yeah. So first thing first, for those who do not know, Hike India, this is our we just concluded like 2 weeks back, and this was a very first edition, and it's by C Sharp. And in the very beginning, from the very beginning, we were calling it India's biggest Web3 hackathon because we knew the scale we could reach. Right, hacking is backed by C Sharp, which is one of the largest developers community. So we had these resources, we had all these developers who could help us. We had all these connections already in the community, so we knew that it is not going to be super challenging for us to execute it. We just needed a plan and getting from 0 to 1. How did we come up with an idea? No fancy thing. Very recently, in the early this year, Ivan, who's based out of California and he's a CMO of C Sharp, he joined our team, and he comes from a Web3 background. He's like a very big name in the Web3 ecosystem. He had a domain that he bought 2 years back. It was hackinday.xyz. So that Chinese guy living in California, he bought a domain of Hack India, and he ended up working with an Indian team. So it all the dotted connected, right? And then one day in the call, he said, "You know what? I have a domain. Why don't we do a hackathon?" And we were like, "All right, let's do it." So that's how we started it. Picking up the region, since we are based out of Delhi, right? That's where our office is. We started
Hmm.
locally. We went to SRM, that is only like an hour drive from the capital. We then picked the places where we could travel easily, let's say Himachal, Chandigarh. Those are far places, but that's how we initially picked it. And then we thought, right, then once we started doing these hackathons, we got a lot of interest from Bihar, Kanpur, Gujarat, Chhattisgarh. We still have interest from Orissa, Bangalore, IIT Guwahati. We also did virtual few there. But given the time frame, right, we did not have the bandwidth to do it. So initially the plan was to cover the North India region, the places where we could travel easily. And as the
Mhm.
interest came in and we found it is feasible, that's how we did it. Coming to your third part of the question, depending upon the format, from the very beginning, we had an idea, we had the vision of doing it very big. And it was really impossible for us to have all like 3,000, 4,000 people come at one place to do it. We did plan it, we did do it on papers, we looked at the budget, it was crossing like 1 CR or something. We were trying to book a Pragati Medan in Delhi, we were trying to get licenses from the government. Then it was very painful. So that's how we decided that the way we could do it, we could have it in different levels. Like regional would be the state one, which would be divided into
Mhm.
2 rounds, and then come the national finals again 2 rounds. And in some states like Punjab, they've also gone like 3, 4 rounds because there were more than like 4,000 applicants. So yeah, that's how we planned it, and executing the entire hackathon took us in the neighborhood of 7 to 8 months.
This was something big, like really. Hats
Yeah.
off to you, man.
And now together we did it, right? Thank you. And together
Yeah,
we all did it. We both are wearing same Hack India t-shirts, you see. We are branded.
that's my love for the C sharp community.
Yeah, yeah, why not? We all love you.
So, hmm, could you walk us through the process of planning Hack India and what challenges did you face and how did you overcome them? Like many problems might
Yeah.
have came in your way, like organizing these things and like should we keep students over late night and should we say them like go home
Oh my goodness. That's
and
yeah.
so all kind of questions like that. So could you please elaborate us the process?
Yeah. So, I mean, planning, I did give you an idea, right, and how we structured it, right? So, talking about the challenges, the first challenges was definitely managing the logistics. It wasn't easy for
Mm,
team to travel from one place to the other, then to the other, and making sure that we carry the inventory. I don't know. I mean, we do. I was hearing one of the. I think the latest we have Hacktober Fest happening, right? I think it's
yeah,
going on, right? And I
yeah.
was reading on their website that this year they're not giving away T-shirts. Out of many reasons about the PRs that we get, is it good or not? Managing inventory is not easy at all. So going to all these different states and giving T-shirts and checkboards and all that, that was also a very big challenge. The that is number one. That is number two, logistic, then inventory, and third is when you get to work with different people. With
Mm,
hackathons, we are working with, sometimes we are working with the people in Rajasthan, Gujarat, and we have never really met them. And there's a difference in work culture, the difference in right, and how you get the job done and how we get the job done, right? They come from academics background, we come from a IT background, right? So coming to that common point that this is how we're gonna do it, right? And I was telling to my manager that, hey, we're an IT company, we're not a people's company, right? And it's getting very
yeah.
tough for me to work with the people, and they're changed every time we say something. Next morning it gets changed. So I think the third problem we really faced was working with different kind of people. But eventually, once you, this is also an art you'll learn as you grow, that working with people is very important, right? And how you get things done, it's not easy. Then the fourth one, you did mention about the schedule, right? How would you do it? Hackathon that is
Mm,
not overnight, right? How do you keep people at the college universities? I don't remember that we did any overnight hackathon in the state level, because the colleges were organizing it. Sometimes they had to take a license, right? If it was organized by government, it was easy. If it was done by private, they had to take license from fire department, local district magistrate, and all that. So we avoided any overnight stays. But all in all, I think everything went well. And the other challenge and also fun was managing the WhatsApp group. The late night messages, I would start like 12 and 1 o'clock, build up the excitement. My team members would yell at me that, why are you texting at late night? They're like 700 messages, then you wake up in the morning. So that was a little challenging to do it, because when you're traveling and working the whole day and overnight you start the text. But I think I enjoyed that part.
actually, when the stickers started popping in the group, then I thought the organizer is really cool.
Yeah, some people would call me Desi Elon Musk or whatever. So
They
yeah,
see Elon Musk.
yeah. People from Punjab were calling me Desi Elon Musk. Oh,
I'm gonna ask GPT to create, to give you a pic, and after which I
yeah.
will tell him to create Elon Musk out of him. Then we'll share the
That would be
output in this
nice.
video.
And that would be nice.
So
Oh,
you are coming from the C sharp background, the
yeah,
.NET background, the Azure background.
yeah,
So the transition for this Web3 doesn't incline that much.
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
So could
yeah.
you tell me why?
So here's what I, people usually say, I want to build my career in Web3, I'm into Web2. How do I move into Web3? The way I say is that you don't have to move to Web3. No one really moved from Web1 to Web3, right? So Web3 is just a new, for me, it is a new database. That's it, right? There's a blockchain that you have it. You also have blockchain on Azure. Now Azure is actually Web 2, right? It's
Hmm.
not decentralized, right? It's centralized, although you have different regions. Again, you have blockchain on AWS. So what I actually did, Harsh, was I used my existing knowledge of Azure or AWS or the database I worked with, and I then just learned a new database that was a blockchain. That's it. So you don't have to learn everything from scratch. So I see a Web3 and blockchain as a new storage system, and that's it. You don't have to be the guy saying, I want to build a developer or career in Web3. You don't have to do that. There's so many jobs already available in the Web2 ecosystem, right? Why would you ditch
Hmm.
that? There are already projects running out there in Web2. Why would you build your career in Web3, right? It's not easy. And let's be honest with each other. Go on LinkedIn right now and find a job on Web3. you may not find a lot. But if you
Yeah.
say, you want to be maybe a MongoDB developer or a full stack developer, you'll find it. So what I'm just suggesting everyone who's watching is to learn what's there in the market and have a pinch of Web3 in it. That will give you an edge over the others, instead of just saying I'm a Web3 developer. If you can do it, absolutely great. But if I was you or anyone's watching, I would first focus on what's existing there in the market, and then eventually have Web3 on top of it.
That was really the answer which I was looking for to
Mhm.
clarify someone new into tech about blockchain. What kind of impact do you hope that Hack India will have on the developer community in India, especially those in the underrepresented groups, as we talked about Chhattisgarh and other regions, about Odisha and other stuff? So, how will you target these underrepresented regions? Like we know about Bangalore, Mumbai, and the Delhi community is growing really good. And so, what's your plan on that?
So the way we structure Hack India is right. We call it's a national level hackathon, right? And we're not doing it like we do one hackathon and then we invite students from all over India, right? That only happens at the final level, right? So what we do is Hack India takes all the pain. The Hack India team, right? They absorb all the time, energy, and the money, right? It's needed to travel to these places and do hackathon at their place. So I know that we did in Chhattisgarh, right? We also did it in Bihar. We're coming to Odisha next year. I know it. We're going to Northeast, far Northeast. So that's all the students don't have to come to Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune. So Hack India, they're coming to their places, they're coming to college campus, they don't have to go very far away. And we build up a more like a community, like we have a WhatsApp community where people go in and ask questions, right? Everybody helps each other. So that's what our plan is. Now, at the end of the day, for the finale, we do call them at one single place in Delhi to do it. But Hag India is committed to reach out to far places and bring students from there and give them exposure. And I think that Hack India is one of those hackathons where you get like very like you get international speakers and judges,
Hmm.
right? I don't know if there are many hackathons where it is possible to do it, and it is only because it is strongly tied with the C sharp community, right? I mean, I don't remember a hackathon where you'll have speakers and judges like Miko Matsumoro or maybe Hank Bolman from Netherlands or maybe someone from Ireland and all that. So, or giving all that exposure to participant from these region, I think we're committed to it. We have done it in this year, and we're definitely going to expand in 2025.
Yeah, really, Hack India was kind of like an experience where we got to meet so many foreign developers, or to be
Yeah.
honest, the foreign professionals. Actually, at
Mm.
late night at 3 a.m., I saw Miko downstairs. So I asked,
Okay.
"Hey, Miko, could you
He
please
must have like buzz,
guide me
right?
on the yeah, could you please guide me on my project a little?" So he can say, "Okay, okay, let's go." And I asked him for 5 minutes. He
Yeah.
stayed with my team for half an hour
My
and
goodness.
he interacted with other teams, and then he went to his room on around 6 to 7 a.m. In the
Wow.
morning.
Yeah, he was there for a very long time. Yeah, I did say it. Yeah. That guy did. That
Because
guy really loved
that,
interacting with you all.
yep. And that's why this was kind of like an experience to interact with really professional people to know
Mm.
like what's going on in the market right now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I loved it too. I think I went to bed around 4:30 a.m. I was like really tired.
So, do you see Hack India as an annual event? And are we gonna have a season two, or are there any plans to expand its reach and newer themes in the future?
So definitely we're gonna do in 2025, and in fact we've already started to plan it. Right, we have been. Mahesh was here. He only went back yesterday, back to US, and if we're planning for 2025, we definitely want to do 10 hackathons again, but in more different regions. Right, move away from
Hmm.
more from Delhi and Sierra North and come to like Mumbai and Chennai. I know. I think we're gonna do it in SRM Chennai, right? Go to in different parts of India. So yeah, we are expanding it. The regional hackathons will be more than what we did in 2024. Talking about the themes, the this year was only Web3, but we are committed to bring AI too. So next year we're gonna have a
Hmm.
Web3 and AI, right? And we're gonna make it a little easy for students to get in. I mean, easy, not easy in a way, easy with the projects, but even people coming from not from Web3 background, they can actually take the leverage of hacking it, because it is a very different hackathon, right?
Hmm.
And Web3 is actually very tough to do it. So even if someone has an AI background and they can build projects, so we'll have Web3, we'll have AI. These two will remain focused. With that said, we're gonna have some sub track, like mobile development, and then maybe for like full stack. But again, these need to have a pinch of Web3 on AI. So yeah, so we are adding. We're not just doing Web3 in 2025. We're adding AI to it also.
Okay, so as the Action AI conference happened, I thought that some kind of AI
Yeah.
vibe is going on within C Sharp community.
Right. Very smart. And for those who don't know, right, we had Hack India and Action AI conference along with Bcrypt taking place at the same venue, and the Hack India national finalists had the opportunity to also go ahead and attend these conferences for free. So Harsh was very, I think, very smart enough to figure it out that we are stitching AI to Hack India in 2025.
What's next for you and the C Sharp community? Are there any initiatives you are planning that will help to build the tech ecosystem of Web3 in India, or reshaping or reforming any other things which were going on previously?
So, C# Codon has been existence, for those who don't know, right? It has been existent for more than like 20 plus years. And we have chapters in all over the world. We have more than 20 chapters in India. So we already have people like who are contributing. We have an MP program, we have chapter lead program, so we are already there, right? And how what new we are doing with C Sharp is you can actually visit new.csharpkona.com, and then you will see that everything has changed now. Until now, whenever you would contribute on that platform, you would get points, and depending on that point, you would get rankings, and that's how you become a VP. Now, what you get sharp rewards, and then you can use those sharp rewards to whatever need, right? These are tokens, and these are assets that you can use to buy and anything. So C Sharp itself, the entire platform is moving to Web3. You'll have NFTs, NFT marketplace just for C Sharp. You have your Sharp wallets. It is very new now, Sharp wallet. We don't have a lot of functionality, but in next 6 months, that wallet is going to change a lot. So that is what the focus is. Doing the Web3, well, I think at this instance, I know it may be too early to say, but we're definitely planning to do some maybe meetups until we do the hackathon. But I think the
Hmm.
hackathon may start from March or April. But what we could do is maybe we could do some meetups in cities, partner with some of the existing Web3 communities, which you already do throughout the year, and keep the momentum going on. There's more of C Sharp initiative than just Hack India. We have conferences, we have meetups, we have college training programs, we have C Sharp student ambassador programs. So there's a lot that goes, and we have a very big team to do it.
A personal question from my side
Yeah.
around this, that will there be call for volunteers, open applications for the national finals next time in Hackathon
So
2025?
तो हर्ष इस बार भी हम लोगों ने ओपन नहीं लिया था, राइट? ओपन में क्या होता है कि यू नो टाइम इज मनी, राइट? मैं फॉर्म
Hmm.
ओपन करूंगा, फिर लोग अप्लाई करेंगे, मुझे इसे सॉर्ट करना पड़ेगा ऐसे करके, राइट? Whereas when I go to these hackathons, right, we already know who's good at it, so we just
Hmm.
invite them right over there. But yeah, I think if we do 2025, which are we gonna do it, we are definitely want the Hack India winners from 2024 to join us, right? Maybe as the judges and mentors, right, in finals or wherever they are. I would love to have them.
I will get the opportunity. I will be the first one to arrive there.
Yeah, हम लोग यहाँ बिल्कुल मिलके we'll have a good time together again.
Yeah, really. So, what are your thoughts on the future of hackathons in India? Like, do you see any shifts in how they will evolve in the upcoming years, as you have roamed all over the India and few
Yeah,
states, and and have analyzed the communities going on there? So,
yeah.
what's your thought on this?
So first thing which is very nice is that hackathons happening everywhere, right? So
Mm.
it is not something that people will fumble or something they don't have idea about hackathons. So the hackathons are happening at the college level, then district, state, national level. There are many hackathons are organized by Government of India, which is really good. I think going forward, what may happen is as we see the momentum changing, because we work with technology partners, and these are people who really they are the fuel to these hackathons, right? I mean, they're the one who actually run it from behind the scenes, all these technology partners. I think change that we are looking in 2025 and going forward is that most of these hackathons, they'll turn into virtual, right?
Mm.
All the prelims rounds and everything, they'll all be online, all be virtual, and only the finale is going to take place in maybe like in person. So that is what we were looking at. In fact, we were on a call with a couple of big Web3 companies this week, and this is the feedback that we got, that in the West and in Europe and in other part of the world, right, only the finale is taking place in person, rest everything is online. So yeah, I think this is what is also going to happen going forward in 2025, 26. Yeah, and also in India. This is what I see the momentum.
Okay, that's quite an insight
Yeah,
because I also see that kind of wave coming
yeah,
because the kind of hackathons which have increased and the quality of students are little lacking too.
yeah.
Lastly, is there any message for the beginners who are currently learning and who are currently shaping their future into the industry? Like any kind of tips you want to give to them or anything else?
Yeah, I don't have like a dedicated tip for a developer, right? But I can give you like a general few tips for life. I can tell you that. I think the number one is everybody has their own timeline.
Mm,
As you move from first year to second year, third year, final year, and then you move to internship and job, you will find that your friends change, right? Their interests change, right? Some will go very fast, some will go very slow, whereas some will change their entire course, right? With that said, everybody will reach somewhere. So do not get tempted or feel sad that, hey, why am I not getting this right? Why can I not solve a for loop or a data structure? With time, it will come. You just have to not quit, right? So first, everybody has their own timeline. Second, I would say is focus on skills. That is very important, right? Be
mm,
rich, but be rich in knowledge, be rich in your skills. Money will follow it, right? So I know some people are I know some of the students, right? They're very popular on Twitter. They have like 13,000, 15,000 followers while they're in college, right? They're very popular on LinkedIn, but at the end of the day, right, you actually cannot justify all the impressions or the reach that you get because you're not super technical. So if you are someone who's enrolled in a an engineering degree or computer science, right, I know there are many roles who do not require you to code, or there are low code no codes, and there are many AI tools, but invest in your skills. That will take you very far. And the third would be consistency. I think being consistent is not
mm,
easy, right? Harsh, you have participated in many hackathons. You may have won in many hackathons, right? Whereas you may have not got the results you wanted in other hackathons, right?
yeah,
But you're in final year and you're still participating, right? So no matter what the result is, you have to be consistent, and I think consistency is the key to success. I think these are my three
yeah.
mantras.
Thanks a lot, Simon, for all these tips. Like I am motivated right now.
You don't need motivation. You are a superstar. uh,
Damn. So, uh, thanks, Simon, for joining us, and thanks to my viewers for watching this. And guys, please subscribe. There are a lot of non-subscribers who are watching these videos right now, so please subscribe, guys. Yes. So,
yeah.
thank you.